Welcome to all of you, Shiksha 360, and today basically we will discuss chapter number 25, part 2. Clear? In this session, along with the theory, basically we will discuss 3 to 4 important MCQs, basically which will be asked from these topics. Clear? Basically, which will be asked from these topics. Clear? So let's start. First one is HRIS. Clear? HRIS. Clear? Regarding that, basically we have already discussed in the previous session. Clear? Regarding that, basically we have already discussed in the previous session. Clear? What is the full form of that? Clear? So HRIS. Clear? HRIS basically stands for the Human Resource Information System. Clear? HRIS. Clear? HRIS basically stands for the Human Resource Information System. So Human Resource Information System, what is that here? So Human Resource Information System basically has become an organizational necessity. Clear? Basically Human Resource Information System basically has become an organizational necessity. So the need for HRIS, clear? The need for HRIS, that is Human Resource Information System. Clear? The need for HRIS, that is Human Resource Information System, is an offshoot of the requirement. Clear? Basically it is an offshoot of the requirement to take frequent decisions. Clear? Take frequent decisions. Wait a minute. Clear? The need for HRIS. Clear? The need for HRIS basically is an offshoot of the requirement. Clear? Basically it is an offshoot of the requirement basically to take frequent decisions. To take frequent strategic decisions basically concerning employees. Clear? Regarding the concerning employees. So decisions taken. Clear? Basically decisions basically taken on which things? Clear? Basically decision taken basically on which things, that is clear? Basically decision taken on which thing, that is the need for HRIS basically is an offshoot of the requirement to take frequent strategic decisions basically regarding the concerning employees. So decision taken basically on the basis of information. Clear? Decision taken basically on the basis of information. Decision taken basically on the basis of the information, whether it is concerning, clear? Basically whether it is concerning posting, training, compensation, job rotation, promotion, etc. Clear? So basically decision is regarding what? Clear? So decision is regarding what? Basically taken on the basis of the information. Clear? Decision basically taken on the basis of information, whether it is concerning posting, training, compensation, job rotation, promotion, etc. Clear? Need the background of the person. Clear? Basically in terms of his competency, training needs, performance appraisal, etc. Clear? For all these things, clear? Basically we will need background of the person. So all these things basically will be put in one system. Clear? All these things basically will be put in one system to understand all the requirements. Clear? Or basically to get all the requirements of the person. Clear? To get all the requirements of the person. So a computer-based data can enhance such a decision. Clear? A computer-based data basically can enhance such a decision and make them objective. Clear? And make them objective. And make them objective. So when the criteria are known, clear? Basically when the criteria are known and systems are used, the decisions are perceived to be unbiased and fair. Clear? The decisions are perceived to be unbiased. Clear? That is basically the decisions are not to be biased. Clear? That is basically we can say not in the favor of one person. Clear? So a computer-based data basically can enhance such a decision. Clear? A computer-based data basically can enhance such a decision and make them objective. Clear? And make them objective. So when the criteria are known, clear? Basically when the criteria are known and systems are used. Clear? When the criteria are known basically and systems are used, the decisions are perceived to be unbiased and fair. Clear? The decisions are perceived to be unbiased and fair. So basically that is the HRIS. Clear? That is basically we can say that HRIS. Clear? Human Resource Information System. So a typically human source information system, clear, a typically human source information system basically includes the biodata, that is the name, gender, address, clear. So basically what it includes, clear, what it includes, basically name, gender, address, age, insurance policy, blood group, etc. Clear? Blood group, etc. Clear? Clear, a typically human source. Clear, basically a typically human source system basically includes the biodata, that is basically name, gender, address, age, insurance policy, blood group, etc. Educational and professional qualifications, organizational history, placement, promotion, training, competencies, performance appraisal, salary and allowances, etc. etc. Clear? So all these things basically are included under the HRIS. Clear? Human resource information system. Clear? So a typically human source information system basically includes the biodata, that is the name, gender, address, age, insurance policy, blood group, etc. Clear? And also educational and professional qualifications, organizational history, that is basically placement, promotion, training, competencies, performance appraisal, salary and allowances, etc. Clear? All these things. Like basically many of you are basically sitting in the promotion. Clear? Many of you are basically sitting in the promotion, and basically all of you are basically qualified JAB. Basically we can say that JAB in the month of March, February, March. Clear? And many of you are basically, we can say that basically students who have qualified CAB in the month of February. Clear? So basically in the month of March, clear, basically for the promotion there is some criteria, that is if you have cleared JAB or CAB. Clear? So there is some extra marks. Clear? There is some extra marks, and basically they have to upload the certificate basically in your HRM portal. Clear? That is human source information system portal. Clear? That is basically you have cleared that exam. Clear? That is basically you have cleared that exam. Clear? And basically that updation basically will be done only if you get the certificate. Clear? Basically that updation basically will be done only if you get the certificate. Clear? If you get the certificate. Clear? So basically it automatically, if that is updated in your portal, like basically we can say that like Amit has qualified both JAB and CAB. Clear? So basically they will get 5 extra marks. Clear? Basically they will get 5 or 7 extra marks in the promotion exam. Clear? Because they have qualified both. Clear? When they will get, basically then when the data is updated in the portal. Clear? Basically when the data is updated in the portal. Clear? So that is the same thing basically they saying here. Clear? Educational and professional qualification. Clear? So basically this comes under the professional qualification like JAB, CAB, or other certifications. Clear? Basically this comes under the professional qualification, organizational history, that is placements, promotion, training, competencies, performance appraisal, salary and allowances. Clear? All these things basically are to be updated under that. So maintenance of the database, access control and use for the decision making. Clear? So basically who can access the data? Clear? And basically how basically we have to maintain data. Clear? So that basically it does not disclose with the other persons. Clear? And what is the use for decision making? Clear? Like all of you are aware that, clear, basically every year there is annual performance is to be uploaded. Clear? Annual performance of all the employees is to be uploaded. Clear? So that is basically done by the branch head. So basically we can see that that is also done under the HRM portal. Clear? Basically that is also done under the HRM portal. Clear? Basically that is also done basically under the HRM portal. Clear? So basically you have to maintain the data according to that. Clear? Basically you have to maintain the data according to that, so that secrecy is also maintained and all the data is to be also shared under that. Clear? And all the data will be also shared under that. Clear? So it is evident from the contents of the HRIS. Clear? Basically it is evident from the contents of the HRIS database mentioned above. Clear? That all the data basically do not need to be updating frequently. Clear? That all the data will not be, do not need to be updating frequently. Clear? Like basically we can say that like name, age, like name, age, gender. Clear? Or educational qualification. Clear? All these have to basically update once. Clear? All these data basically have to be updated once. Clear? Not any need to update again and again. Clear? Basically, not any need to update again and again. Clear? So basically, it is evident from the contents of HRIS database mentioned above. Clear? Basically, from the HRIS database basically mentioned of that all the data basically need not updating frequently. Clear? Need not update frequently. Some of the static data. Clear? Basically, some of the static data required to be entered only once in the master file. That is name, date of birth, date of joining, etc. Clear? Data on the placement. Clear? Basically, when you have joined the bank. Clear? Basically, training, etc. Clear? Basically, in which field basically you have get training. Clear? Etc. All are updated frequently. Clear? Basically, all are updated frequently. Clear? So basically, entered only once. That is name, date of birth, date of joining. Clear? And basically, what are to be updated frequently, like data on placement. Clear? Basically, when you have joined the bank. Clear? Later on, basically, in which branch basically you get basically posting or transfer. Clear? That is training. Clear? Like every year. Clear? Basically, the person is able to get on 3 to 4. Basically, we can say that every year person is able to get training. Clear? On many different objectives. Clear? Basically, we can say that like for the new policies of the bank. Clear? Or basically new guidelines. Clear? So basically our new system. Clear? So basically they will get training from their department. Clear? So all are to be updated frequently. Clear? All are to be updated frequently. Clear? As per the time goes. Clear? All are to be updated frequently. Clear? Secondly, all sections of the data basically are not needed by all. The computer technology basically gives a scope for having the partial access basically to such sections, enabling a number of individuals to have simultaneously access to basic data basically for upgrading or analysis. Clear? Basically for basic to have simultaneous access to basically to basic data for upgrading or analysis. It can also be possible to maintain the confidentiality. Clear? Basically such data. Clear? Basically some data basically you have to maintain as confidential. Clear? It can also be possible to maintain the confidentiality of some part of the data like performance appraisal data, which can be allowed to basically to be assessed by selected persons. Clear? Basically which can be allowed to be assessed by the selected person basically through implementing software supported access control measure through assignment or restriction of permissions. Clear? Of restriction of permissions. Clear? Like basically we can say that Amit is working as a clerical and Rohan is working as an officer. Clear? And basically I will write Amit is working as a clerical, Rohan is working as an officer, and Lokesh is the branch. Clear? So basically here Lokesh will give the performance appraisal data. Clear? Basically in their portal of all the employees. Clear? Of all the employees, and this data is not to be visible. Clear? This data is not to be visible to any other one. Clear? Basically this data is not to be visible any other one. Clear? Either basically the higher authorities basically at the time of promotion basically they can go through that data. Clear? Or basically that the branch head. Clear? Other one basically are not having capability, or basically we can say that having permission to see that data. Clear? Even the concerned employee basically has not the permission to watch that data. Clear? Or basically to see their performance. Clear? So basically all the things basically are maintained in the database. Clear? So the database also makes it possible. Clear? The database basically also makes it possible to have any kind of analysis. For example, for instance, basically for any reviews. Clear? For instance, basically for any reviews, the analysis basically could be done on the variables like age, gender, geographical regions, level in the organization, etc. Clear? So such simple analysis basically can enhance reviews. So the analysis basically could help us in deciding about training, placement, or career planning of an individual, as it can consider the past experience of an individual and indicate the gaps that need to be filled. Clear? And indicate the gaps that need to be filled. Clear? Like you can see that basically on the Hindi. Clear? There is compulsory training. Clear? Basically in many banks. Clear? Basically there is compulsory training for all the employees on the Hindi. Clear? Basically after specific few years, like basically after every 5 years or after every 3 years or after every 7 years. Clear? So basically they have to check the data basically in their portal. Clear? Basically whether that employee have get their training. Clear? Basically how basically having get their training on the Hindi or not. Clear? So that is basically something basically you will get only from the database. Clear? So HRIS, that is not only a desired database, but an imperative decision support system. Newer and newer software tools are available to help in organizing, classifying, analyzing, querying, and mining the data from the database. Clear? So newer and newer software tools basically are available to help in organizing, classifying, analyzing, querying, and mining the data basically from the database. Clear? Mining the data from the database. So the decision support system, DSS, expert system, SQL, that is structured query language, artificial intelligence, data warehouse, and data mining tools. Clear? Data warehouse and data mining tools helps not only in assessing the relevant data. Clear? Basically helps not only in assessing the relevant data, but also help the decision maker. Clear? Basically, but also help the decision maker to take a better and well-informed decision. Clear? To take a better and well-informed decision. Clear? And also help the decision maker. Clear? And also help the decision maker to take a better and well-informed decision. Clear? To take a better and well-informed decision. So that is the maintenance of database, access control, and use of the decision making. Clear? So basically use of the decision making. So basically like all the variables like age, gender, geographical regions, level in the organization, etc. Okay? So all these things are basically required to take the decision. So HRM research, clear? HRM research, clear? Very, very important for the examination point of view. From here, basically we will get 2 to 3 questions, which we will discuss later on. Clear? Basically, which we will discuss later on. Clear? So HR research. So research in the HRM, clear? Research in the HRM areas can be undertaken to understand. Clear? Search in the HRM areas. Clear? So basically can be undertaken basically to understand basically what to understand, that is trends of existing systems. Trends of existing systems like recruitment, promotion, training, appraisal system, etc. Clear? Trends of existing system like recruitment. Clear? Like recruitment, promotion, training, appraisal system, etc. Clear? Next one is to feel the pulse of the workforce. Clear? To feel the pulse of the workforce in terms of their motivation, commitment, expectations, frustration, and so on. Clear? To feel the pulse of the workforce in terms of their motivation, commitment, expectations, frustration, and so on. Clear? So basically with the reference to system. Clear? Basically with the reference to system, a regular review. Clear? Basically with the reference to system, basically a regular review by looking at the analysis. Clear? Basically with the reference to system, a regular review by looking at the analysis. Clear? Of what is happening can also be undertaken. Clear? Of what is happening can also be undertaken. Clear? For instance, a comparison of the applicant population. Clear? A comparison of the applicant population, and finally the selected one can indicate biases or prejudices. Clear? A comparison of the applicant population and finally the selected one. Clear? Basically can indicate biases or prejudices. Clear? If anyone that are present in the selection strategy. Clear? Basically being used. Clear? It will also help to understand the profile of new entrants. Clear? Basically which can then be compared with the existing one to identify if there is any mismatch that might affect their working together. Clear? So basically we have to take care all these things. Clear? Basically we have to take care all these things, and all this basically we have to discuss under the HR research. Clear? Under the HR research. Clear? Like basically we are hiring a new person and basically already one person is working in that field. Clear? So basically we have to check that. Clear? Basically whether their qualification is to be same. Clear? For working in that field or not. Clear? Basically for working in that field or not. Clear? So if there is any updation required, so basically what we have to do under that. Clear? What we have to do under that. So the analysis on the variables. Clear? The analysis on the variables like education, discipline, and the level of achievement, gender, regional representations can be valuable basically for taking proactive steps. Clear? So the analysis on the variables like education, discipline, and the level of achievement, gender, regional representation basically can be valuable basically for taking proactive steps. Clear? For taking proactive steps. So very, very important. What are the other subsystems basically in this regard? Are clear? Other subsystems. Clear? Other important subsystem in this regard are the promotion, performance, appraisal, and training. Clear? Appraisal and training. Clear? Basically these all are basically under the HR research basically subsystems. Clear? In the examination basically directly ask clear basically which of the following are the subsystems. Clear? In the HR research. Clear? So other important subsystem basically in the HR research. Clear? Or in this regard are basically promotions, performance, appraisal, and training, and very simple analysis. Clear? Last one is basically what they are saying, that basically these three are the promotion, performance, appraisal, and training. Very simple analysis and research can at times throw up a problem indicating the need for a policy revision. Clear? Indicate the need basically for a policy revision. Clear? So very simple analysis and research can at the times throw up a problem and indicating the need for a policy revision. Clear? Policy revision. So basically for a better, from here basically the 1 mark question is also asked clear in the examination. So that's why basically I will highlight that place. Clear? So for a better understanding of the intangible environment, clear? Basically for a better understanding of the intangible environment, clear? Basically which is very critical, a climate or a job satisfaction survey can provide the data for the action. Clear? So basically what is climate survey, which we have already discussed, or a job satisfaction survey. Clear? Basically, or a job satisfaction survey can provide basically data for the action. Clear? Basically, first of all, basically we have to take the survey. Clear? On the basis of that, basically we will consider what type of action basically will be taken now. Clear? What type of action basically will be taken now. Clear? So basically for a better understanding of the intangible environment, which is very critical, clear? Basically, which is very critical, a climate or a job satisfaction survey basically can provide the data for the action. Clear? So it can also be meaningful feedback to the management to ensure that some of the things stated in the HR philosophy are actually being felt by the employees or otherwise. Clear? Are actually being felt by the employees or otherwise. Clear? So in the framework of the strategic HRM2, research is viewed, clear? Basically research is viewed as an integral component. Clear? Basically research is viewed as an integral component. Clear? Since one of the functions of the HRM basically is to remain sensitive to internal and external environment. Clear? Research perspective is imperative. Clear? Research perspective is imperative. So HR functionaries basically cannot afford to be happy while maintaining the status quo. So dynamism is an imperative basically for the progressive and growth. Clear? Basically for the progress and growth. Clear? Dynamism. Dual role. Clear? Basically it is an imperative basically for the progress and growth. Clear? For the progress and growth. Clear? So to remain sensitive basically to the internal environment. Clear? To remain sensitive basically to the internal environment, basically regular opinion surveys, benchmarking, climatic studies. Basically climatic studies basically we can say that the internal survey. Clear? Basically internal survey, climate studies, etc. have to be conducted. Clear? Have to be conducted. Clear? Basically first of all basically we have to conduct the survey and basically we have to study the survey. Clear? Basically what is the opinion of our staff. Clear? So in the proactive approach basically to the HRM, these surveys, clear? Basically these surveys basically would throw signals of change. Clear? Basically these surveys basically would throw signals of change which the HR functionaries, clear? Basically need to pick up for drawing up the future strategies. Clear? Basically drawing up the future strategies. Clear? Like basically sometimes basically they will feel that, clear? Basically employees does not like this policy. Clear? So basically they have to change that policy in that way. Clear? So basically the employees will basically favor in that policy. Clear? And this also helps their basically motive. Clear? Basically what is the motive of that policy. Clear? So that basically they can fulfill their motive. Clear? To basically to launch that specific policy. Clear? To basically initiate that specific policy. Clear? Basically they will make the future strategies basically on the base on the basically we can say that on the basis of that. Clear? On the basis of that. Clear? So to remain sensitive basically to the internal environment, regular opinion surveys, benchmarking, climatic studies, etc. Clear? Basically have to be conducted. So in the proactive approach basically to the HRM, these surveys basically would throw signals of change which the HR functionaries basically need to pick up for drawing the future strategies. Clear? Basically for drawing up the future strategies. Clear? So that is basically comes under the HR research. Clear? So first of all basically to understand basically trends of the existing systems like recruitment, promotion, training, appraisal system. Clear? Second one is basically to feel the pulse of the workforce in terms of their motivation, commitment, expectations, frustration, and so on. Second one, what are the important subsystems basically in this regard are promotion, performance, appraisal, and training. Clear? And basically we have to conduct a climate or job satisfaction survey. Clear? And after that basically we have to provide data. Clear? Basically from that basically we will get data. And after that basically we have to do the action. Clear? Basically how basically we can do improvement under that. Clear? How basically we can do improvement under that. So now the first question basically on your screens now. Clear? Now the first question on your screens now, and I request to all of you, please answer this question. Clear? Please answer this question. HR research subsystems are promotion, policy, appraisal, and training. Clear? Promotion, policy, appraisal, and training. Clear? So HR research systems are promotion, policy, appraisal, and training. Clear? basically one thing I will tell you, you are able to answer these types of question only when you are able to understand. Clear? That's why basically I will take the question. Promotion, performance, appraisal, and training. Clear? So here there is not any word regarding the policy. Clear? So this one is under that, appraisal is under that, training is under that. Clear? So if in the place of policy, if they will add performance, clear? If they will add performance, so A, B, C, D is the answer. Clear? A, B, C, D is the answer. Clear? So here basically they will given the policy. So B is not the answer. Clear? So this one is not the answer. This one is not the answer. This one is not the answer. Clear? So this one is our answer. Clear? So this one is our answer. Clear? So I request to all of you, please take care. Clear? Basically, please take care basically while going through these topics. Clear? Directly very theoretical question, straightforward question will be asked in the examination, and you are able to answer only then, only if you are able to understand what they are saying. That clear? Please go through these videos at least 2 times. Next question. Research in HRM areas. Clear? That is also related to the HR research. Clear? Research in HRM areas basically can be undertaken to understand. Clear? Research in HRM areas basically can be undertaken to understand. First one is trends of existing systems like recruitment, promotion, training, appraisal system, etc. Second one is basically to feel the pulse of the workforce in terms of their motivation, commitment, expectations, frustration. Clear? So what is the answer here? Clear? Research in HRM areas basically can be undertaken to understand trends of the existing systems like equipment, promotion, training, appraisal system, etc. This one is true. And to feel the pulse of the workforce, basically in terms of their motivation, commitment, expectation, frustration, and so on. Clear? And so on. Clear? So here basically both have to be undertaken. Clear? Or can be understand. Clear? Basically can be undertaken to understand. Clear? So basically answer is A option, that is A and B both. Clear? A and B both. Clear? So this one is the answer. Clear? And that question basically is asked from that. Clear? Research in HRM areas basically can be undertaken to understand. Clear? Directly they will take points from that. Clear? Straightforward question. Third one is basically climate management. Clear? Basically climate management is possible by using HRIT. Clear? Basically climate management is possible by using HRIT. Clear? That is human resource information technology. So climate information is gathered using. Clear? So climate information. Clear? Basically how we will get the information. Clear? Climate information is gathered using employee satisfaction, employee moral, employee service, or job satisfaction service. Clear? Or job satisfaction service. Clear? So basically how the climate information is gathered using. Clear? Climate information is gathered using. Clear? Employee satisfaction, employee moral, employee service, or job satisfaction service. Clear? Or job satisfaction service. Clear? So the correct answer is that is job satisfaction service. Clear? Job satisfaction service. Clear? That is basically climate information. Clear? Basically all information regarding the organization. Clear? All information that is regarding the information. Clear? Basically through the job satisfaction service. Clear? Through the job satisfaction service. Clear? Basically which I will already hire. Clear? So for a better understanding of the intangible environment, which is very critical, a climate or job satisfaction service basically can provide data for the action. Clear? So basically climatic information. Clear? Basically we can say that the overall information of the organization basically is gathered through the job satisfaction service. Clear? Job satisfaction service. Clear? So I request to all of you, please go through these informations very carefully. Clear? Basically please go through that points very carefully so that basically you are able to answer the question. Clear? So that you are able to answer the question in the examination. Clear? So that you are able to answer the question in the examination. Clear? So now next basically we have left only with 1 point. Clear? Now basically we have left only with 1 point, that is knowledge management and the technology in training. Clear? Knowledge management and the technology in training. Clear? Basically which we have to discuss in the next session. Clear? Which we have to discuss in the next session. Clear? So in this session basically what we have discussed, in this session basically we have discussed first of all the regarding the HRIS, that is human resource information system. Clear? Because and in this system some data basically we have to update on the basically regular basis, and some data basically is fixed. Clear? Like basically we can say that age, sex, name, date of birth. Clear? All these things are to be fixed, like salary, training. Clear? All these basically we have to change or update from time to time. Clear? Next one is basically maintenance of database access control and use of the decision making. Clear? And use of the decision making. Next one is the last one basically we have discussed regarding the HR research. Clear? Basically we have discussed regarding the HR research. And basically we will also discuss question on the basis of that, clear, on the basis of that, clear. So in this session basically we have to discuss up to this much point. So I request to all of you, please go through all the points properly, clear, please go through all the points properly, clear. And thanks to all of you for joining this session.